Hey there, YouTube. Thanks for joining me today. I've been eating a plant-based diet for over 13 years, and if I'm being perfectly honest with myself, I probably only started doing a deep dive on nutrition like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and actually, really within the last 3 years, consuming a lot of content, listening to a lot of different points of view. Doing some follow up. I like to listen to, a lot of podcasts, as I mentioned. I say I like to listen to a lot of podcasts, but really, when it comes to this kind of stuff, it pretty much boils down to two podcasts. And that's The Proof with Simon Hill, and that is the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, the Exam Room podcast. And the reason I don't mention a lot of other names is because the Exam Room podcast will have a lot of these people on there. Like they will have Dr. Will Bulsiewicz on there, the Gut Health MD. They will have Dr. Neil Bernard on there. They'll have Dr. Greger on there. And they have all the other guys. I know every time I mention resources, somebody says, well, don't forget about this guy that everybody has their own personal hero in this thing. There's Dr. McDougall, there's Dr. Clapper, there's more than I can think of. But what the point I'm getting at is the reason I'm always recommending the Exam Room podcast is they get all those different people. And even within the world of plant-based, there are nuances to it. And, that's why I listen to hours and hours and hours of that content. I listen to it when I'm in the gym. I listen to it when I'm in the car. I listen to it sometime when I'm, sitting around the house and I don't have anything else to do, or while I'm doing something in the background. Excuse me. I listen to some of these. There's probably some of Simon Hill's really good podcasts that I have listened to 3 times. Now, I'm not talking about I go on repeat and listen to them again later that day. Some of them I've listened to over the course of several years, and a lot of these people disagree with each other. So you kind of have to figure out for you what works for me, what really resonates with me. One of the things that differs a little bit amongst the experts is the amount of fat. Some are extremely low fat, some are high fat. As I've told you guys many times with a lot of things on here, I'm kind of like Goldilocks. I don't like too low, don't like too high. I'm right in the middle, and I'm like that on a lot of things, kind of the middle way, kind of a Buddhist type thing. But you really need to know why you're doing this, and you need to be watching more than somebody like me, God forbid, or anybody that's just out there on YouTube that's not giving you good resources to go check out. Now, a lot of people say it's kind of a misnomer, like I'm doing my research. None of us are doing research, because research is like some scientific stuff where you actually know down how to break down and read studies, peer-reviewed studies that have a large enough base to them to actually give you something. Don't make your decisions on anomalies. Don't make your decisions just on anecdotal stories from people. That's probably my biggest mistake when I started eating this lifestyle, is I didn't at the time know the people to go to. I didn't have that solid nutritional base. And when I first went plant-based, and for a lot of years, I ate way too, I don't know if I ate way too little. I definitely ate way too little in the beginning, got way too thin, and always had a problem keeping and or putting weight on. And that was all on me. People complain sometimes about, oh, this person's leading other people astray. I can be a bit of a hard ass on all kind of things, on social media, online, whether it's blogging, podcast, or whatever. Let the buyer beware. What's the Latin for that? Is it caveat emptor? Something like that. But yeah, you have to kick the tires. Anything you're buying, anything you're doing, you need to verify that stuff for yourself the best you can. And that will help you to make the decisions for you. And then at least it all falls on you. You can't blame anybody else. You really shouldn't blame anybody else anyway. But the things that I've come to over the past 4 or 5 years is that the variety is a lot. especially when I was in Costa Rica, but even when I first came back to the States like 2017, 2018, not enough variety in my diet. I was eating I was eating beans. I've always eaten beans sporadically, but I really saw the importance of them. I heard enough people talk on it. I looked into it. I understand why. I'm not a scientist, so a lot of times when I'm listening to some of these podcasts, it goes right over my head. And one thing too, another reason, and I've mentioned this a lot of times, this is just repetition for some of you that watch all my videos, but one thing I like about the proof with Simon Hill is he's not the gung-ho, all plant-based all the time as far as his guests. He brings in people, he brings in doctors, he brings in scientists who are not necessarily plant-based or definitely aren't fully plant-based themselves. And when people like that aren't fully plant-based, that they're not part of the club, are telling you things that resonate and that actually prove what he's trying to say about the plants, that has a little bit more credibility to me than just always having the vegan plant-based cheerleader on there that just is continually just telling you, just eat more plants, just eat more plants, eat more fruits and vegetables, and it'll all work itself out. Maybe if you're young, it's probably like with plant-based, like anything else. When you're young, you can beat the hell out of your body. Believe me, you're looking at somebody that did it for a lot of years. You don't get this old craggy looking face living good and healthy. Listen, when you're young, you can pretty much do anything and get away with it. You can eat this and not gain weight. You can leave things out of your diet and feel good. As you get older, as I'm getting 61, I start thinking about things. Am I getting enough protein? Am I getting enough calcium? Because these things are pertinent to me at my stage of life. Don't want to break a hip. Don't want to break a wrist. Don't want to end up suffering from osteopenia. I think I'm saying the right word. That's where you lose muscle mass at a drastic rate. And that's where you get to a point, and that's when the people go in the nursing home when they can't get up anymore, push up out of the chair, because pushing up out of the chair is just is not near as bad as not being able to push yourself up off the toilet. So educate yourself. And I'll finish with this. In part of that educating, go consume information, go maybe even evaluate it for yourself. If you hear something, take some notes, or stop the podcast. Go to Google, go to AI, go to ChatGPT, search something, read it, look at some other sources, look at some contrasting opinions on the subject, and make your decision for yourself. And know why that you are making that decision. Don't get caught up in comments. Don't get caught up in conversations. For this particular thing, I hate comments and I hate conversations. And I don't mean down. I like getting comments here. What I'm talking about, especially like if you go to something like The Proof or one of those bigger podcasts, any of their social media, you get people in there that are just like quibbling over little small things. They're going back and forth. Everybody has a voice. You don't know who that other person is. They could have an IQ of 37. And you're just getting caught up in conversations that are muddy in your minds. Forget all the conversation. Listen to the content. Go verify it for yourself, or go research it for yourself and make your own decision. But you gotta give a little bit of thought to nutrition when doing this. It's not enough that, I'm eating plants. You might feel, even just without paying any attention to nutrition, you might feel better for a while. But eventually, if you are not getting the nutrients that you need, you will fail. You will not sustain. Your health will not be good. So anyhow, just my 2 cents worth. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you like it, please leave me a thumbs up. Be sure and hit that subscribe button before you leave, and come back and check out some more of my content. And have a great weekend, although I might post again before the week's over. Peace.